Hello, team. Thank you all for leading this week while I'm gone. Thanks, Sean and Luis, for jumping in. I know you guys are gonna be awesome. Aaron just got overwhelmed with an unreal amount of work. Has just been working 7 days a week. Craziness. So pray for him. Pray for his wife and family. As they navigate some of that craziness right now. But very thankful for Sean being able to switch over to guitar and help play, and Julie and Rachel, really the only singers. Just be confident, all of you. Be confident in what you're playing. Be confident in what you're singing. Really dive into these lyrics as you're listening. As you're listening and playing, realizing that what you're singing about the King of Kings, our living hope. Realize just really what it is, what we're trying to convey in our worship. So starting off with the first one, band. All of these, this really isn't as much for you. I'm really going to be talking about vocals. So if you catch this. Feel free to turn it off at this point, but just know that just play confidently, and I appreciate each one of you, Matt, Jordan, Tim, all of you guys. I really appreciate all of you. But now let's move on to singers. So Christ is Enough, we're doing this a key up from the original in the key of C, and Julie's leading it. You guys will have vocal charts in front of you, but verse 1, worship leader, so Julie. Chorus parts, Rachel, I know this may be a touch of a stretch, but I'm going to try to sing a bunch of different things for you to help you feel confident. Chorus will be parts. Verse 2, unison. You guys both just sing together. When we do the bridge 1 is unison, bridge 2 is parts, and then after we go back to the chorus, then go back to the bridges again. It's just parts the rest of the way. So let me sing through a couple of these things. So Julie will be singing, Christ is enough for me, Christ is enough for me. Okay? And Rachel, your part is going to be above the melody. So if she's singing, Christ is, you're going to sing, Christ is enough for me. So I'll try to play and sing just your part, Rachel. So we have melody, Christ is, Rachel, you are, Christ is enough for me. Christ is enough for me. Everything I need is in you. Everything I need. And then when we go to that bridge, you guys will sing that first one together. I have decided to follow Jesus. No turning back, no turning back. And then I'll go into, Rachel, your part. No turning back, no turning back. The cross before me, the world behind me. No turning back, no turning back. The cross before me, the world behind me. No turning back, no turning back. Into the chorus. Christ is enough for me. So again, Rachel, that's your part. All right. Moving on. Don't want this video to be too long. King of Kings. The original is in D. We've been doing it in C. We feel like it's just more singer friendly for the congregation, which means, Julie, if you use the Prime app, the vocals are on there. They're both on the same channel. So the female vocal you hear is the alto, and it's below the melody, but it might get a little low for you. You can hear the guy's part on there. You could try to flip his part above the melody if you want. So I'll leave that to your discretion. What I would suggest is on Majesty. We have been going to just unison on that part, so you either go up to the melody or down to the melody, depending on which part you decide to choose to sing. But just because it gets a little wonky with the chords. But feel free to make it your own as well a little bit. So I'm not really going to run through this because the parts are on the Prime app. And again, if any of you, if you need that login or whatever, just let me know. Verse 1, worship leader, and that is Rachel. Chorus, first time is unison, parts all the other times. Verse 2 is unison. Verse 3 is unison. I encourage you to stick with that because it makes verse 4 very powerful, especially with your guys only really having 2 vocals. And if Sean chooses to play some of these guitar parts, he literally won't be able to sing. Because I've tried. It is very difficult. So maybe he can, but it definitely is very difficult. And then parts on verse 4 in the Church of Christ was born. Just so you know, like on the Prime app, it labels the verse 3 and verse 4 as the down bridge and bridge, just FYI. So, the main thing, worship leader, so just Rachel on verse 1, unison on that first chorus, unison on verse 2 and verse 3, parts on everything else. Yes, you guys will kill. What a great song, great song. Julie, there is, if you go on the Prime app, the third track is background vocals, and you can listen to that. Make sure you change the key to C. All right, last one you guys are going to do is Living Hope. Julie, I will have this scripture up on the screens for you. Feel free to read the scripture. If you want to set up Living Hope in any other way, feel free to do so. Living Hope is in the key of A on the album, and that's the key you guys are going to do it in. There's a couple tricky parts in this, Rachel. So just try your best. And Julie is very good at singing parts as well, and so she could probably help you one-on-one a little bit as well. But Living Hope, the format of this one, verse 1, worship leader, that's Julie. Verse 2 is parts. We'll go over that. The chorus is parts every time. Verse 3 is Then Came the Morning. You'll sing that unison the first time, then you go back and sing it in parts. So I'll try to do some of this for you, Rachel. So Julie's leading this. Finished, the end is written, Jesus Christ, my living hope. And then, who could imagine? Who could imagine? That's the melody. So great a mercy, what heart could fathom such boundless grace? The God of ages stepped down from glory to wear my sin and bear my shame. The cross has spoken, I am forgiven. The King of Kings calls me his own. Beautiful Savior, I'm yours forever. Jesus Christ, my living hope. This is where it gets a touch tricky. So Rachel, you're gonna be above the melody. What I would suggest is flipping below the melody on the chorus. So because it gets pretty high, I think. Oh, maybe not. Let's see. Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. That's the melody. So I would suggest for you, Rachel, singing. Hallelujah, praise the one who set me free. Hallelujah, death has lost its grip on me. You have broken every chain. There's salvation in your name, Jesus Christ, my living hope. So I would encourage you to go below the melody. Then verse 3, you guys will sing together. Then came the morning that sealed the promise. Your buried body began to breathe. And then the second time around, you'll go into parts, Rachel. Then came the morning, then sealed the promise. Your bed. Oh, I forget that part. Because it gets real high. Boy, I don't know. You may just want to you may just want to sing verse 3 unison as well. Maybe Jordan could help with that part when you guys get to this. If she doesn't watch all the way to this, maybe Sean, Julie, you can be like, hey, what would you suggest Rachel sing on this part on verse 3? I'm just being real and honest. I don't know what, because it's like you kind of start above, but then it gets way too high. So I don't know if you'd flip below the melody there. So I'll shoot Jordan a message as well, but maybe bring that up at rehearsal. Yeah, sorry about that. So yeah, hopefully that gives you a good understanding though of what to sing on for you guys on those songs. What I'll print a second copy of this if you. Oh no, I think Rachel makes her own copies. I'll put this on the stage for Julie, and then if you need to make copies, you can go in the office and make copies for sure for Rachel. But yeah, I hope you guys have a great Sunday. Feel free to let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll do my best to help. Don't forget, you guys are just having just one rehearsal at 7 o'clock, I think is what time it was. Is that on here? Yep, full run through at 7 o'clock on Thursday, everybody. And then you guys will meet at 8:30 on Sunday morning. Love and appreciate you guys. I'll be praying for you. I'll be watching second service as well from what could be a rainy Florida, but that's okay. Love you all. Let me know if you have any questions. See ya.